For the past 2 years, soccer teams have been competing around the world in 99 countries, having to win match after match with the best players each country can provide, all hoping to be one of the 16 teams that has earned the right to compete for the 1981 FIFA World Youth Championship for the Coca-Cola Cup. These champions of the most popular sport in the world have been arriving in Australia from all parts of the globe, perfecting their techniques, reaching for perfection, all in preparation for today. These teams will compete in 24 games just to get to the quarterfinals. 8 more games will decide who will be the semi-finalists. The winners of the semi-finals will be the 2 best teams in the world. Then, on October 18th, the world will watch as these 2 super teams challenge one another in the big event. The event which will decide the winner of the 1981 FIFA World Youth Championship for the Coca-Cola Cup. This is it. Some of the best soccer you'll ever see. The tension, the excitement. You're here to follow the action with us as the teams strive to be crowned the new young champions. From Coca-Cola Sports Entertainment, the very best in international soccer competition. You're going to see it up close, personal. It's the FIFA World Youth Championship for the Coca-Cola Cup. And now, live from Sydney, Australia, it's Australia versus Argentina in Game 8 of the 1981 FIFA World Youth Championship for the Coca-Cola Cup.
Good evening and welcome to Network 10's exclusive coverage of the World Youth Soccer Championships. And if I look excited, it's because I am, as our first match exceeded all expectations and turned out to be a real heart-stopper. In fact, the end of the game was so exciting the crowd invaded the pitch prematurely, amid scenes not seen on an Australian soccer pitch for many years. And more of that match in a few minutes, so don't go away. Firstly, some background on the tournament. This is the 3rd World Youth Cup, but the first one that's been given full FIFA championship status. The inaugural tournament in 1977 was won by Russia, who beat Mexico in the final in Tunisia, but the teams in that tournament only came by invitation. In 1979, the championships in Japan really took off when 50,000 people saw Argentina beat Russia by 3-1. And the Argentinians, incidentally, were led by the incomparable Diego Maradona and Ramon Diaz, who are now both in their senior national squads. Now, that tournament was so successful, FIFA elevated it to full championship status for this year's series here in Australia. So 96 teams entered the qualifying tournaments around the world, area qualifying tournaments, of which 16 have emerged to the finals, and those 16 include the cream of the world's young players. Now, there are 4 groups of 4 teams competing in 6 cities over the next 2 weeks, leading up to the final to be played in Sydney on Sunday, October the 18th. So that's a good time to take a look at the groups. Now, Group A, which is based in Brisbane, is comprised of Poland and Uruguay, who are perhaps the favourites because they really thrashed Argentina and Brazil in the South American qualifying. And the other 2 teams in that group are the USA and Qatar from the sort of Arabian area. And then Group B, which is based here in Melbourne, is Brazil, Italy, Korea and Romania. And there's 3 potential winners in that. It's a very strong group. And then Group C, in Adelaide and Canberra, they'll split their games between Adelaide and Canberra, features Egypt and West Germany, Mexico and Spain. And Spain, you may recall, are next year's World Cup hosts. And then finally, Group D, which is in Sydney and Newcastle. That's comprised of Argentina, our very own Australian Socceroos, Cameroon from Africa, and, of course, England. And Group D is where we start with the Socceroos' crucial game against the current junior world champions, Argentina. As I said earlier, what a game and what a way to start. I think if the officials had written a script for the first game, they couldn't have done any better than the real thing. As you'll see, these are not raw kids, but already hardened professional soccer players with a great range of skills. Now, the match started slowly and featured a lot of hard, tight play in the first half, but hang on for the explosive second half, especially the conclusion of the game. And then after that, at the end of all the Australian and Argentina action, we'll give you all the first round results of the games played tonight and league tables, plus highlights from the Italy, Korea and Brazil-Romania games which were played here in Melbourne tonight. But right after this break, we'll kick off our feature match tonight, Australia versus Argentina, with commentator Jerry Harrison.
Claim like these young Socceroos that work on this team began slowly 3 years ago. They've since come through a lot together, tournaments and training camps, even getting the benefit of 2 invaluable full World Cup matches against Indonesia and Taiwan after the national side was eliminated. A couple of players to look at. Peter Raskopoulos will take over as captain with the pressure that these players are now under. That's a vital role in his midfield position as well, where matches are won and lost at this level. And Fabio Incantalupo, number 11 there, his inclusion proves the door isn't always locked on fairy tales in this game. He came from obscure state soccer in the last few weeks, discovered only at the last minute he didn't have a passport to prove his age. That was put right at the last minute. The Argentine side, well, they're World Cup holders. They're the current holders of this Coca-Cola Cup. Certainly, they have their tails up internationally. Their game has always had tremendous skill, and since their organisation and teamwork was improved, they've been formidable opponents. And some of the players worth looking at as the game gets underway is their number 11, Mendoza, their number 2, Giovannioli, who's their sweeper and captain. And of course we shall also be keeping an eye on the referee, who's Mr. Jagos from Poland. And the wind has slightly less than it was in the first game. Crino getting the ball forward, and back here for the sweeper. And the goalkeeper, Goycochea, who's the youngest player in this Argentine side. The wind has dropped from 40 kilometers in the first game to 30 now in the northwest direction, so we should see more skill here as Incantalupo gets one over here and is chased by Dave Mitchell. Well, the Australians have got a battle. The one thing they've got to do is to stop the Argentines playing the way they want to play and pressurize them. And there's a free kick there. Once again, we see the referee, Mr. Alois Jagos, as the referee did in the first game, imposing his authority. That was a high challenge, not a particularly dangerous one, but he wants to let people know who the boss is. So we're going to have the captain, Peter Raskopoulos. A lot of jostling in that penalty area. It's Mitchell, there's Crino over there. Incantalupo getting in there. Now that's a hard one. It's a brilliant save by the goalkeeper. Blair. Centre-half Blair there coming up to make that really difficult. And the goalkeeper does a superb job, because that's a powerful knock-in. And over it goes. And another corner. Dave Mitchell at the back of the box. Headed up well. Picked up by Tredinic. And here goes Raskopoulos. And it's going to be put in by Mitchell. It's not going to count. Australia denied. Just 2 minutes gone. The goalkeeper's made one brilliant save, and he's seen a goal in the back of his own net rubbed out because of a foul. This is a nice ball knocked in by Howard Tredinic, and then Peter Raskopoulos is in there fast to put the squeeze on the goalkeeper. But that point, the whistle had gone before, in fact, Dave Mitchell stuck it in. So that's a free kick, and it's already been taken. So Argentina will be absolutely desperate to slow this business down as Gordillo, the little left back, gets it forward. But Australia are clearly going to use their strengths, which are physical, and their organisation, and their approach to this game, and hopefully the home support. Played wide to a fine fullback, Clausen, but not fine enough. Support from the home crowd here. I would think that the crowd has increased since the first match. Mitchell. He's offside. It's a good goal, though. No, should have been. Mitchell knocked it down, but it won't count. Kousas had a chance to raise the blood pressure of the supporters here, but clearly there looks as if there were a couple of players offside there. Good knockdown, though, by Mitchell. And Australia come back again. They're really putting the squeeze on in the first few moments. That's Kousas taking a tumble there. Argentina still leaving 3 players forward, which is unusual. Clausen denying them possession, setting himself up to be knocked off it. How can they get it clear? It's not a great kick at all. No, good control either by Kay. Well, they're a bit rattled. Kay here, trying to protect it, and gives it straight to Kousas. Lee battering it in. Mitchell fighting there for it. Tradinic trying to get it wide. Oh, they're really fighting hard for every ball. Well, this is Tapia, and a little bit of time at last for left-back Gordillo. Tapia. Play on, only because Argentina had possession. That would have been a free kick, but they wasted it. Well, Australia doing the primary things right. They're not giving them time, and they're rattling. There goes Lee forward. Can he get the ball over? He can't. Well, we saw in the first game that the wind, even if it is down to 30 knots, is a big problem as it runs away from you and try and hook it back into the busy goalmouth area. Goikachea. He doesn't take the kicks. Challenge there, which the referee didn't like that much, by Wheatley. Burachega playing in the back along with Gordillo. This is Clausen, the right back, who will see get forward when Australia ease the pressure. That's a free kick. Well, Australia have to be very careful. That was a good challenge though by Blair. Clausen getting away from Kousas. Kousas coming again. Clausen getting a neat return. Mendoza was going forward for that one, but Raskopilas gets it up well, and that's a free kick to Australia and a warning. Moresi there, the culprit. But if Argentina can stop the game or slow it down in midfield, they will do. Raskopilas. Mitchell getting in there, and he left a foot dangling. Big, strong Scottish-born player. And Argentina, with their local support, will hope, of course, that they can get a bit of volume behind them and a bit more time to play the game at their pace. But at the moment, Australia are giving them no time whatsoever and clattering them frequently. That's one of the danger men, though, Mendoza. This is Garcia. Oh, there's a chance here for Borelli. Borelli's shot, and well over. Borelli, the man who had a fitness test just before the game because of an injured knee. The first half chance for Argentina, with about 7.5 minutes gone. And the drum beats with a little bit more passion. Argentine-born, Oscar Crino and Blair and Wheatley. Trying to get Argentina to come at them, to run, to tire themselves out. They're not doing much of that, though. No danger there. But again, the whistle has gone for a free kick. Candalupo was fouled. So, in the penalty area, or on the edge of it, the obvious target is Dave Mitchell. But it's played short to Candalupo. Moresi trying to get it away, and he's Clausen who saw it in the end. Well, John, we've had a fair bit of physical play at the start. So far, so good for Australia, or what?
Well, very aggressive start by them. Probably need a little bit more thought going in with their aggression at the moment. They're obviously G'd up for a big occasion, which this is. Early indications too that Mitchell and Blair, with that excellent save they brought out of Goikachia in the first minute, that the Australians perhaps are going to dominate in the air.
And also indications that the Argentines, given half a chance, will slow the game down, kill it off if they possibly can, until they can get into it. And it's in Australia's interest to keep the pace up, but at the same time, don't leave yourself open at the back. So a lot of responsibility for players like Crino. Not a good ball forward, but he should have another chance to show what he can do. And that's out for an Argentine throw. That'll be taken by Gordillo. This is Martino. Crino almost caught there, got it away at the second attempt. And away goes Mendoza. Flying swing, which didn't work. But I think we saw there, John, that he turned, and within 2 paces he'd made a bit of room for himself.
Yes, he's the danger man for the Australian team, and young Rob Wheatley there, the number 2 for Australia, is going to have his hands full this afternoon. Clearly Mendoza is the man to watch in their attack.
Current Wimbledon tennis superstar John McEnroe.
Doesn't get it, but he makes it hard. Wheatley attacking well here. Fullback Gordillo does well to stop him. Raskopoulos with the throw. Lee's just up front of him. Mitchell backing off on the far post if Kay could get a hold of this one. But it's cleverly policed over the line, and that means a goal kick to Argentina. They too have had a very good preparation. They've had lots of time together. They've had competitions to play in, and they've developed well. That was a foul on Borelli by Steve Blair, lured into that one rather ill-advisedly. But it's very hard when you're a big guy taking on a little one. Through the middle goes his man, but that's well stopped by Crino, who's fouled, but the game goes on, and it's in the possession of Kay. Only just though. Optimistic ball forward. Blair and the Raskopoulos. Nice ball to Wheatley. That's a throw-in to Australia. Again, Raskopoulos. No, it's a high challenge then for an indirect free kick. Steve Blair is right over the far side. Blair climbing for this. Mitchell can't get there, can Kay. Raskopoulos couldn't get it. Now Mendoza holding well. That's a nicely hit ball to Garcia. Overlapping him. It was Tapia, but it was well stopped. Good bit of covering there by the hard-working Paul Kay. Bearing in mind how much he was involved in the attack just a few seconds before, that's a lot of ground to cover. Short one out here to Robert Wheatley. Crino. Kay. Tredinnick on the touchline. Blair here supporting him. He's made room for himself in the middle, and onside. 2 players gone for that one, but Argentina not under pressure. Overhead in the wind and out. Good marking there by Raskopoulos. That stopped the player controlling and turning. Made it look like a mistake, but in fact it was good play by Australia. Not such a good throw though. Gets another one. Lee, can he get round his man? 3 against 1. Nice one into Tapia. Tapia still with it. Moresi shrugged off by Kay. He's a real little dynamo. But too many, and now Argentine have a lot of space in midfield, but not for long, because that was Dave Mitchell coming back. And again, the fullback under pressure by Incantalupo, but the whistle is gone. But that's fine football by Australia, squeezing Argentina, because their game is now slowly being put together. And that was an ill-advised challenge by the Argentine sweeper on Mitchell. And the sweeper is Giovanoli, who's a first division player. There was a push there, and Mitchell was just knocked off his position. Here's Lee. He needs a bit of support, perhaps down the line or behind him, and he loses it. That was a fair old challenge from Blair. Clausen, difficult ball, well controlled. But a good challenge by Tredinic. They're climbing all over him there. And there's a lot of activity long after the whistle had gone, and the Argentines making a meal of it. The Australians have got to be very careful they're not lured into anything rash, because the reaction by the Argentines will certainly be marked up against the Australians. The foul is here. I mean, that's clear enough. But after that, the incident carries on, and down goes the Argentine when really the ball wasn't up for grabs at all. So it's quarter of an hour gone. It's been a very fast and furious 15 minutes, but so far no goals. Clausen couldn't put that back to his goalkeeper because it had been well stopped, well closed down by Australian forwards. Well, there's plenty of bite here. Not too much football just at this moment. Gordillo. And that's another foul. Referee well on top of things at the moment though, John.
Yes, well on top. I think, as we said earlier, it's time for the Australians to temper their aggression with a little bit of intelligence at the moment. They're fouling too much. Sure, they've got to restrict the Argentinians to force them into errors, not to give them room to play, which they're doing. But there's a lot of unnecessary fouls, and a little bit of thought has got to go with their aggression if they're to get on top here.
Kusas doing well to get it wide, although Incantalupo just a little bit too slow, and it was pinched by Garcia. Argentine building slowly from the back, against the wind, remember. Burachega. Nice ball forward. Good control then by Moresi. This is Mendoza, and that was Prino, and it was a good challenge. That was one Argentine hero against one Australian hero, Argentine born, and no doubt about the winner. One to chase for Kusas without much chance. Clausen. And that's another free kick to Argentina. But it'll be difficult, in fact, for Australia to keep up this sort of physical challenge, and if they keep up the fouls, of course, there'll be a different sort of reaction from the referee. Garcia. Back to Martino. Looking for the return. Martino going forward. Martino still with it, but the whistle had gone. Indirect free kick. Kopulos trying to get one forward to Mitchell. It didn't work. Kay trying to get it back to Raskopulos, but he was sold short there. And now there's space out here, or would have been, but for that brilliant interception by Lee for Mendoza. That was excellent work. The forward coming back to help in defence. And the linesman's flag is up. He was up with play there. Argentina dropped a brick by allowing that ball to go out.
Yes, a bad mistake by the keeper, Goycochea there, picking the ball up outside the area. Now direct free kick to the Australian team in a very dangerous area.
And it will bring up, obviously, Steve Blair at the back. Crino is in a space just this side of the penalty area. If they drop it into him, there'll be more room than for Blair. I wonder what they'll do. Crino's trying to get in there. Mitchell's trying to get in too. Blair moving around in the area. Nice chip. Good catch, though. Well, he'll pick those out all day. A little bit of room now for Moresi. Tapia. Gordillo. Good marking, forces Tapia back. But a lot of players will come and look for it, and then there's space opening up if they keep running. Gordillo, but that was a bad one, and it's Raskopoulos with Kay. Raskopoulos again. And that's a foul. And Raskopoulos goes down. A booking. Now the Argentines will protest here, but if Raskopoulos really wanted to get by his man, he could have ducked by either side of it. Of course, you must make your own mind up about that. The referee's clearly made his mind up because he's booked the offender. Raskopoulos straight into the back of him, and the referee gets the card out and books him. And Raskopoulos, the captain of Australia, is still down. Adjustment to that. A couple of officials came on. I think that was to get bands off, bracelets and things, but not too sure about that. Anyhow, Raskopoulos seems to have recovered. And there's Mitchell out there, pursued by Moresi. Well, this is boiling up, one booking, and a lot of niggly incident. Gordillo's gone forward, and it's Mendoza who takes it off. Here's Borelli, his shot blocked down. Mendoza trying to get Gordillo forward, and out came the goalkeeper. Oh, physical challenges in there. That's the fullback in there trying to get a shot in. Game's got to be brought back for a kick, in fact. taken to Oscar Green. Mitchell and Kay and Cantalupo was bearing down on that one, but there was a fair clearance by Burachega. And a free kick there. Lee making a run across the face of the area, but they didn't get anywhere near them. And that's a free kick. Well, in purely clinical professional terms, it's better to give a free kick away there than give them a goal kick, but we don't applaud that sort of activity, of course. Clausen takes it, and it's a good one. And it means an Argentine throw. Well, John, it hasn't been the greatest spectacle, but there's been plenty of involvement, and Australia are doing well at the moment to contain Argentina. We haven't seen any real ability from them yet, have we?
No, I think I can only reiterate what I said earlier. It's time that they started to try and play a little bit more.
Mendoza in possession here might spark something off, though, but again, the game is closed down well by Australia.
They have. That tactically, in that respect, they've done very well. But again, I think they can just try to play a little bit more, try to get into situations, to use Mitchell a lot more in the air, and also from dead ball movements, particularly corners, free kicks, close to the Argentinian goal, to use Blair a lot more than they've done so far.
Okay, who's Kay, who's been working very, very hard in midfield. I think Cantalupo's had a quiet time so far, and that's a giveaway. It's a good breakout by Burachega, and a nice ball to Mendoza. Nice control. Thready one through to Borelli, should have done better. And even though Garcia was coming in, that was well set up by Mendoza here. But it's Australia now with a little bit of room. In Cantalupo's ball forward, which Mitchell has no chance of getting any protests to his teammate. Give it to Mafeet for Pete's sake. Well, a mixed bunch there, but I think they're all shouting for Australia. There's a free kick to Australia. Skopilos on the ball with Trino waiting for Lee and Mitchell to get in their positions. Here's Raskopilos. Will he try one from a distance? Went off an Argentine defender. That's a corner. Well, this might be an opportunity for Raskopilos to organise something there with the big fellas. They've got certain talents in the air, no doubt about that. With Blair, with Trino, and with Mitchell. And the wind, of course, will blow it in. Kay is on the goal line. It's a deep one and too deep. So that's really a wasted opportunity. I think Cantalupo took that, and he's good with his left foot, but he was too strong there. He's ready for the throw, but he's straight into Cruzas. That's another one to Australia. Well, this is where the training camp should pay off. They should have some ideas to put together here. Cantalupo coming to it, but Argentine have been practicing themselves and the marking was tight. But it's a corner nevertheless, which is a better opportunity for Australia. With Blair coming up. In goes Blair. Good run in there, and just slightly off balance when he took it, John.
Yes, slightly. It's the type of situation we said very early in the game, and it's very true that the Australian team has a distinct advantage in the air, and it's something, it's the one area where they can dominate Argentina, and something that they should use a lot more.
Well, they're certainly very close there. Gordillo. There goes Lee. Kay couldn't quite get it. Moracy couldn't either. But it's Kay now. Nobody on his left, so he's going to use the space himself, and he's done it well. But that was a good recovery by Clausen. But if he runs like this, he'll never last 90 minutes. Or perhaps he's got extra pair of lungs, I don't know. That's a very tricky one in the wind. The Lee gets up there, and Mitchell too. But not a clean header. And now Mitchell's chasing back to cover defensively. He gets a foot to it. Terrific play. And that gets a special round of applause. There's a tackle going in there. Gracious me, I thought he was going to lose a leg there. Bit cooler, and Martino has it. So it's 30 minutes gone, still hard and fast, but still no goals. So that's a free kick from a striking distance outside the penalty area. Against a good goalkeeper and a good wall, there are no doubt lines coming up there. It's often very optimistic for someone to try a direct shot, but in this wind, who can tell? It's quite a small wall, building up slowly. Crino and Raskopoulos on the ball. The goalkeeper moving it onto the near post. Crino. But the goalkeeper casually sees it go by. He knew exactly where that was, although it was very powerfully struck. Sergio Goycoechea. Lee. It's played by Tapia. Clausen gets himself out of trouble and drives forward. There's a strong run by fullback Clausen, and Mendoza's asking for a ball. Can he keep it in? The linesman over the far side was right up with play, and he indicated it's a goal. That's to Mendoza's chagrin. Interesting that Hearn not taking any of these kicks at the moment. Gordillo wins it in the air. He's only a little guy, but it means an Australian throw-in. Crino, not a good ball. It's won by Wheatley, and it's Crino again. Wheatley, little room, but they're playing it around beautifully. And it's Crino pushing forward. Raskopoulos drives it. The goalkeeper chooses to save it because it probably hit an Argentine defender. And he uses Clausen wide, and over goes Mitchell. Looking for Garcia, who hasn't had much service. That was a foul. By Tredinik. Argentina not getting too many players forward. They're quite happy to contain things and go for a break in this first half. This is a good run, though. Crino, a ball forward, which is intercepted easily. Gordillo again. Neat turning. And he expected there Martino to support him. Garcia. First time we've seen his pace on the wing, and he decides, first of all, to keep going, then he looked as if he'd lost possession and decided to go down. Well, a free kick it is. Now then, he beats his man first. Gets a whack. It looks as if he can get by this one, but suddenly the ball runs away from him. It looks as if somebody else is going to have a go, so down he goes. Got to go back. Borelli, the number 9, is there, but so too is Giovanoli, the sweeper, the number 2 at the back of the area. This could be an in-swinging shot. Hit the wall from Mendoza. Clausen with the throw. Looking for Moresi. Clausen, a good challenge. Borelli trying to set it up. That was neat play by Argentina. There was no room for Martino when he came through there. It was a lovely ball that he pushed on to Borelli, and he got a nice return, and then he got a nice reaction from him with a cheerleader to help. Getting a contest on the terraces for vocal support. It's a hard one for Kusas. He did well to get to it though. That's Clausen. He's a strong player. For the moment, the wingers have changed. That's Garcia and Mendoza. Now we're going to have that retaken. And it's the other way, which will give Kusas a chance, I hope, to get back into the action. He's up, so the kick can be taken. It's taken by Raskopoulos in Cantalupo. This is Clausen, who turns really well. He's quite a big fella. Fullback who's happy in possession. Trying to find Borelli. In Cantalupo, that's a good turn. That's the best thing he's done, and that's a foul. And the obvious arm of acknowledgement by Clausen. Obvious admonition from the referee. That was not a pleasant. And sadly for Cantalupo, that was the most positive thing he's done in the game. So that doesn't put him off. But Raskopoulos is on the ball. Again, the big fellas are out for the deep cross. Chipped in for Lee. It's Blair there with a good challenge. Prino chasing back. He's after Mendoza. And put out by Tredinic, who was doing his covering job in the middle of the field while the two big central defenders were up. Some physical challenges there. Quickly taken by Tapia. Play on as Wheatley gets it forward to Dave Lee. Can he control it? At the third attempt, yes. But the pass to the on-rushing in Cantalupo wasn't good enough. It needed to be slowed down a bit there, John.
Yes, a little bit over-anxious there from David Mitchell. Chance to build up. And it's simple errors like that which are going against the Australian team at this time.
There's a good contest here, though, between Raskopoulos and Tapia, which Tapia wins for the moment. Put forward by Martino. Borelli is ready there to help. But Cantalupo is really battling in a magnificent way. And he wins. Australia have got a player on the ground at the moment. He's up slowly, so they're a bit wary about taking this kick and getting it forward. That was Kusas who was hurt. He's in the action again now. ball for, but it might break for them. Mitchell. Argentina a little bit more room here. Borelli has dropped out, and Martino and Tapia in there. This is Gordillo, the left back, wriggling his way through. Gordillo is still going. And out there for Garcia. Well, he did well to get it, but give goalkeeper Glenn Ahern a lot of credit, because he didn't give him any space. Now Garcia's looks to be the favourite in on this one when he gets a quick knock through by Tapia. But how fast the goalkeeper moves. He's got a lot of room to cover, and there was no target to hit in the end. So it's good work by the goalkeeper. And not so easy when really he hasn't had too much to do, and we've had 40 minutes of the first half. And it's still 0-0. Borelli. Martino is supporting him. There's Garcia out there. Borelli again. Garcia's gone into the middle. And now Australia with a chance to counter-attack. Mitchell can go, and that's a blatant foul that must be a booking. It's off. More than that, because it could have been more, because the referee for one moment was indicating that there was going to be a movement off the field, but in fact that's a second booking for the Argentine side.
Mistake there, Jerry. Pulled the red card first, and must have had a good look at it and pulled out the other one. So. But he certainly showed the red card to start it.
Well, I remember a World Cup match when Australia were playing where somebody was showing a yellow card twice and stayed on the field.
With Ray Richards, huh? Back in '74 at Berlin against Chile.
However, here's the free kick. Blair is over the far side waiting for a run-in if Raskopoulos chips it into the space. That's the space. Mitchell gets up there well, but it's hooked away. Garcia is putting the squeeze on him, and now the goalkeeper's got to save him. They did it well enough in the end, but they've got to be careful about being too casual. This is Crino. But he's not finding his men well enough for those passes forward from the back. And Mitchell gets a good ball forward to Raskopoulos, but that challenge was also a good one by Giovanoli. Is Incantalupo to Kusas. Incantalupo with a good left foot should get a cross in here. Deflected. And a corner. Now a chance for Australia to snatch something from this one. Is Incantalupo going to take it? Could be a short one, but obviously the big guys are up. Kusas ready for a run to the near post. Mitchell and Blair right at the back. There's Kusas, there's the goalkeeper, and Mitchell went in there, but it was a very awkward bouncing ball, and Argentina get it away. Mendoza. There's a lot of space out there for Garcia. Borelli's racing in the middle. Garcia might have a go on his own. Here's Borelli. Play on. And they wriggle themselves out of the problem spot. Here's Raskopoulos. And Crino finds himself in midfield. This club position, of course. And the fullback did well there. And that's a good bit of play. They might get Argentina into a good position. It's Tapia breaking forward. With an opening here for Mendoza. The flag is up. Offside. Well, he didn't get much of an opportunity there, but the number 3, Gordillo, did a superb job winning that ball first of all and helping to build up the movement with Tapia and Mendoza. So Australia were nearly opened up there. There's a lot of room now for Blair and Crino to work this ball forward. With just seconds left before the break. Chances, a lot of infringement, a lot of hard tackling, and a handful of bookings already, but so far it's Australia 0, Argentina 0.
Well, as I said, a pretty dour first half, highlighted by some strong Australian tackling, which seemed to throw the Argentinians off their stride. Although it's worth recalling that I think Australia were very unlucky with that early goal, which looked perfectly good to me on the replay. It looked to me as if the Argentinian goalkeeper just missed it. But anyhow, as it turned out, perhaps that wasn't so important, because the South American style of soccer is based on weaving intricate patterns and maintaining close ball control, and the only way to combat that is with tight marking and fierce tackling. So at this stage, I reckon a 0-0 scoreline represents a moral victory for the Socceroos, and I'm sure before the match everybody concerned would have been pleased just to force a draw against such formidable opponents. But anyhow, as it turned out, the second half built up to a conclusion that nobody would have expected. So don't go away, we'll be bringing you all the second half action in just a couple of minutes after this short break.
Start of the second half. The score is Australia 0, Argentina 0. And it's going to be Argentina in the dark shorts to kick off. Borelli gets the ball on the move. And Borelli is in the action there again, trying to get to Garcia forward. Back to Danaher, who did a couple of really good things in the first half. And Rob Wheatley, who kept a very dangerous man quiet for most of the first 45 minutes. But here's Burachega coming forward with some menace and offside anyhow before the shot went in. So no problem there for Australia. But I expect to see not only Borelli in the action more here, but number 15 Tapia, and indeed number 17 Garcia. Hold up there to restart it. Certainly in the first 45 minutes, one or two impressive players, both the Argentine fullbacks. Steve Blair did some excellent work. Paul Kay covered more ground, I think, than three players put together. Let's see what they can make of this as Mitchell leaps here. Well headed away by Giovanoli, but Australia's still in it, but handball given as it bounced up against Skopoulos' arm. Burachega, who's defensive player alongside the sweeper Giovanoli at the back. That's a hard one there for Tredinic, the wind blowing that one, and Garcia might have a go at him now. Tapia is pushed forward a lot. Tapia still with it, it's not a bad cross. Garcia can't get it. Mendoza and the fullback Gordillo. Now Martino. Borelli. Gordillo. Well away there by Crino. And a bit of space, but not too much. Hard one for Mitchell, but he makes the sweeper Giovanoli work for it. They got a free kick. Giovanoli. Nice one there from Tapia. They're finding him a lot in midfield. Mendoza, again, that good sharp tackling by Robert Wheatley. It's important in the first 10-15 minutes that Australia do the job at the back as well as up front. Because if Argentina get one ahead, they're very good at locking the game up. And Mitchell gets a loose one there, but he gives a loose one. And Wheatley, again, is in there challenging hard. Wheatley have to go there if he makes a mistake, which he doesn't. Mendoza would have had it. So at the moment it's just jousting really before somebody tries to lay a knockout punch. Wheatley again, an awkward ball for both players, but only one can win. The drummers come in all shapes and sizes, but that one looks as if they've been working hard at it for some time. What about the free kick? It's so important that Australia keep their discipline here. We've got all sorts of people creeping up on this one. And we've got Mendoza on the ball. I wonder if he is going to try and beat the wall. Gordillo is there to help. That's the wall. Mendoza driving one in and goes out for a throw on the other side. I'm not quite sure, John, what the object of that one was. What are they trying to do? Just get a touch in?
Yes, and trying to bend it as well, but obviously didn't come off. But I agree with you earlier, Jerry, that it's a very important period. This first 10-15 minutes, important for Australia to hold it. The Argentinians are looking more threatening than they were in the first half. And it's an important period of time because, as you said, once they get their nose in front, they hide the ball and can virtually lock the game up for the whole half.
And it's interesting that Argentina are getting more players forwards from midfield. They've almost got 4 forwards now. That was a mistake by Moresi. Moresi has another go, but it's Raskopoulos who wins. Now in Cantalupo, Raskopoulos has gone forward, but it's too long. Interesting, the number 2 there has got a pretty solid patch on his eye. That's clearly a very bad black eye he's got there. I wonder whether that will get worse during the course of this tournament. But well enough. Oh, that was a good header by Mitchell. He's seeing well enough a run out there, but Kusas is going in there, hitting the post, but the whistle has gone. Moment of excitement that didn't really count. Mitchell had the best chance, but the whistle had gone. Well, certainly Giovanoli in the middle there didn't have much of a chance with this cross when it went over. And Mitchell tried to get a header in, but it didn't quite work. Moresi. There's a fullback for Dijo, and he loses it. And Argentina might be short, but they regained it well enough. Clausen. Again, a good run forward, and it's a good move, but too strong as Garcia went in. Tapia, the number 15, I think, has had instructions to close the back of the Australians, who tries to take time getting the ball forward, but they're doing well enough here. But that's a motorbike job. Mendoza to make himself some room for Gordillo, Urechega, and Klaus. Players moving across the flank for the ball, hit forward, but he likes to hold the ball and make a run himself more often than not, and he's fallen foul of Mitchell, and Kousas might foul one in. Hopeful one that never tested the goalkeeper really. Kousas could have taken it on a couple of steps further. He might have been brought down, but it would have been a free kick from a dangerous area, but he chose to shoot early. But there was good work there by Dave Mitchell to win them that position in the first place. Sulanoli with the kick. Nice touch on to Borelli. Mendoza chasing this one. And once more, Robert Wheatley doing a good job. Wasn't such a good job by Blair, who fell into that hole. Now, Raskopoulos going over there to try and organise the wall. The referee already waving them away. Is this an opportunity perhaps for Gordillo to hit one? There's Garcia and there's Moresi in there. There's a lot that's packed. If they can bend it round the wall, there's a lot of players to flick it on the near post. But here comes Tapia, and it wasn't much of an effort. Good work by Kay. And Mitchell is here. Somebody's going down the left. It's in Cantalupo. It's the ball he needs on the left foot. If it's in early, there's a chance. The goalkeeper was struggling desperately as that scooped and skimped off the bar. That was a great move by Australia, and the nice ball from Mitchell to put in Cantalupo onto his good left foot. The goalkeeper was nowhere for this, and only inches away from the first goal. He's got himself into a bit of trouble here. Australia have got a player down, but they're still working as hard as ever. Raskopoulos down for the second time in this match. John, they suddenly came alive a bit for a spell there.
Australia, yes, very much so. It's quite an incredible shot from Cantalupo. And Goycochea, the Argentinian keeper, came here with such a reputation. He's made a few basic errors there the first half, picking the ball up outside the box and then completely beaten by that cross.
But it's Argentina in possession here. And the free kick to Australia. Well, once again, they're well practiced at these restarts. They've got big fellas in the box who can compete for the ball so well in the air. What can they do here? Peter Raskopoulos on the ball. And Kousas is in with a chance now. Here the defender's foot. That might have just deflected away from the target. Again, Argentina don't like these balls when they have to compete for them in the air. They don't get them cleanly at all. And it fell to Kousas, and it went wide. With a good tackle. Big fellas leaping for this. Oh, it was a golden opportunity for Mitchell. They've got to bury those. They won't get too many of those. The centre forward coming onto a ball with a target in front of him. All he's got to do is get it down, and he didn't make it. the game is restarting slowly here. There's quite a bit of activity on the sidelines as both sides contemplate a substitution. There's one of them, Urruti. Kay takes over. And a return which Clausen cuts out, but Mitchell does well to stop the back pass, but that was good play by Giovanoli. But Australia working so hard here, but the whistle has gone. And their reaction is an understandable one because there was good work there, good team tackling. And the referee from Poland reacted against it. And there's another one. Stopoulos penalised. Mitchell drops back. Every Australian player is back for this. They might well be needed as Clausen picks up. Clausen still with it. And that was heading for Mendoza. Once again, Wheatley proves the man of the moment. That's a free kick. Again, all the Australians coming back behind the ball. Garcia's trying to get into the penalty area, but he's been tightly marked. Moresi is slipping in through the back. Borelli trying to turn, he tumbles, and a free kick. And that must have been very close to being inside the area. And it's from an angle which might invite someone like Burachega to have a go. This is Burachega here. 4 Argentines in the penalty area. Garcia at the back of the box, wasn't well hit, and this is Gordillo to get it back again. Burachega is there still. Good contest there to get it away. Clausen, some good skill. Still Clausen goes. It's Garcia flicking one through. Garcia again. Well, they're really putting some numbers into the penalty area now, and that's an attempted shot, I guess, from Gordillo, which doesn't work. But not only did Argentina work hard to get into the box there, but Australia worked just as hard to keep him out. Good play there by Martino. There goes Mendoza, he can't get it. There's the man many people would like to see on the field, Ian Hunter, the man who's had such awful luck with injuries. I wonder if he's going to get a go later. But there's certainly going to be a substitution. He's on, Urruti. And there's Mendoza pushing one forward, which doesn't work. There'll be plenty of time for Argentina to gather up their strength here. He's really playing so deep, Giovanoli. Argentina looking quite composed now, and they're the sort of side that'd be more than happy with a 1-0 win. Well, indeed, wouldn't Australia? And that's a nice turn and run by Moresi, but the covering was good by Tredinik. And now swarm forward in numbers. It wasn't a fair ball for Kusos rather. That was asking a great deal to get that. And here come Argentina again with Moresi getting forward. Hammered away by Wheatley. And here's the substitution for Australia. Ian Hunter coming on, coming off, number 11. Fabio Incantalupo, when they can get it going, and here comes Incantalupo off. Done one or two good things, that shot and cross late on, but been hard for him. But now Hunter, who claims that he's fit enough, but in fact lacks match fitness. We'll see in a minute. Great play by Mendoza, but he hasn't got the ball in yet. Borelli trying to turn. Well away by Oscar Prina. And that's a throw into Australia. Looking for players to move around in front of him, give him some space and an opportunity or choice. They're moving well, but the marking's good. A swinging boot there at Dave Mitchell, but he gets away from two or three of them. Moresi, a nice touch forward into space and out of danger. Urruti's down that line if he can be fed by Mendoza. And Garcia's going to race for this one. Well, Ahern did the right thing. But ominously, Argentina are getting more possession and more pressure. Martino getting right into the danger area, but couldn't pull it back far enough. "21 minutes of the second half gone. Still 0-0. Hadn't been really too many problems for Glenn Ahern, but there might be one or two to come yet. Hunter, return, challenging back, succeeds only in getting the ball forward to Moresi, to Mendoza, deep into the penalty area, and a penalty is given, and the Australians protest. Well, that looked a totally harmless situation when Hunter had pushed that ball back to Mendoza. Forward came the substitute, Urruti, and then he decides to go down when Wheatley leant on him. So the substitute, Urruti, a key moment, a tragic moment, whichever way you look at it, and a penalty for Argentina.
A very harsh penalty, Jerry.
Which is going to be taken by Burachega. And that's battered into the top of the netting. Well, what's your assessment of the penalty,
Well,
John?
discussed it actually, Jerry. Very harsh penalty. The boy had lost the ball completely. Very harsh, I think, in world soccer circles, particularly for a country playing at home.
But when Argentina like this are given an opportunity, Burachega, no doubt whatsoever. So the big guy from the back, whacks it in the 22nd minute of the second half. It's Australia 0, Argentina 1. The scorer is Jorge Burruchaga. Now Australia have really got a mountain to climb. And let's see what they can put forward as Hunter races onto that one. He will be so sorry, of course, that his challenge put, first of all, Mendoza in possession. That led to the run by Urruti and eventually the disputed penalty. Well, what we'll see now probably is that Argentina will slow the business down. Here goes Rudy again, but this time it's Mendoza taking off him. No real danger there. Well, the reaction of the crowd, totally understandable. They're directing most of their comments now in fairly short syllables at the referee. And it's given, of course, Argentina a lot of confidence in the middle. Here. Player full for him in the middle. It was Burruchaga. Still got it. He's got support on the right-hand side, but now he's lost it. There's Australia about hard, and now Hunter going forward, and a free kick given, which in fact looked as fairly innocuous as the challenge in the penalty area, but nevertheless, referee's given it. And a free kick for Australia. There's Kay on the edge of the wall. It's Gino, Crino and Raskopoulos on the ball here. Raskopoulos with a chip. It's a good effort. Although, in effect, give the goalkeeper credit, he probably had it well covered. What do you think, John? Do you think he was stretched, or he knew all about it?
No, I felt Blair was yelling for the ball on the far left. Here is unmarked, and they should use Blair and Mitchell. And the keeper had it well covered.
Burruchaga's taking everything now.
Touchline behind the throw of substitutes warming up. Lee getting into a chance there. And Mitchell is working hard, but Australia have got to do more than work hard now. One or two of the Australian players have disappeared for the moment. It hasn't been easy for the front men because service has been fairly sporadic. But now's the time they're going to produce something dramatic on their own. And they're going to get a kick here. Hunter leaves for Paul Kay. Before the corner is taken, it's Jorge Cheki, who's a centre-forward, and off goes another centre-forward, Borelli, who had a knee problem before the match, so that's probably more than tactical. And here's the kick. Blair couldn't get at that one. Well, Wheatley gets it forward, and there's an opportunity here. It was Burruchaga who got it away, but the whistle has gone anyhow. Well, that must have been very close to the second penalty. But it's a free kick to Australia, just on the edge of the box.
Now Argentina will do a bit of argy-bargy with the little wall placing. That's Burachega, number 8, lining it up on the goalkeeper's post. It's Crino and Raskopoulos here. And inevitably the wall declines to come back. The whistle gets louder and louder. And they still haven't come back. And there's going to be a booking if they don't watch out. And watch them go forward. And now it's Crino and Raskopoulos. Crino goes again. Raskopoulos, nice ball. But the goalkeeper again had that covered. And that was really very optimistic to call that even a half chance. But they desperately need one of these to take a good bounce and to pop in. That'll change the whole complex of the game. Trudinic couldn't get that. Now he's under pressure from Cecchi. Cecchi rattled the back of his ankle. And there's a free kick given against Moresi. So as the kick is taken, it's half an hour, which means 15 minutes remaining, and Argentina narrowly ahead by that disputed penalty. Another one for Australia. Nothing like 10 yards away from the ball. Garcia been told by the referee to get farther back. Trudinic on the ball, and there goes Giovanoli. But he was well beaten in the air, but again, over the top, Hunter, a very good lead. Good challenge there, because the defender is coming onto the ball and should be favourite, but Hunter really got up well. But of course, you've got to get over the top of the ball and get it out of the bar. Giovanoli. Racing forward, but that's a free kick. And a bit of pushing and shoving behind the referee's back. Raskopoulos making his point, I think. Quickly taken by Martino, and there's no chance at all of Cecchi getting it.
Jimmy Patikas warming up on the far side of the field. Patikas plays with Australia's champion club, Sydney Slickers, and for a lot of people, it was felt that he should have been in the initial lineup.
Right, let's see if he's going to come on, but for the moment he isn't ready. And Kousas gets it forward bravely to Mitchell. But they're having to do a lot of things by their own endeavours, Australia. They're not able to build it up in numbers, but Mitchell has done well to get that crossover. And that's the left winger Mendoza back there in the defensive position. They're hanging on now. Trudinic. Might be a bit of room here for Lee, but the control went against him. Well, he's had a fairly quiet time. Up goes Crino again. Good turn by Cecchi, offside. And he's making the same point that Raskopoulos made a little bit earlier. But he's got a penalty. What more does he want? Mitchell pushing there. Both of them are pushing, in fact, so the referee lets it go on. Wheatley. Shame for Wheatley that he's had such a good game, but nevertheless was involved in that penalty. Here's Raskopoulos. Kay having to do it again on his own. The support really wasn't there. But that's Australia's way. And it's going to Mitchell there. Hunter pumps it back in. Oh! Well, there were two things there. There was a challenge by Mitchell, and there was a foot hung out by the goalkeeper, as if to say, I wouldn't bother going any closer. Exercise by the substitute. Forward goes Checky. Well, next chance at all. Good leap there by Giovanoli. This is the time where Australia really need the crowd right behind them. They must be really tired now because they worked very, very hard. There's so few minutes left, and there's a free kick. Blair is up there over the far side. Certainly a lot of pushing and shoving there. Oh, Kousas has put it in. Kousas has scored just at the time he was about to be substituted. Well, that really is a turn up for the book. This is a free kick. They worked on him so hard. It was a fine header down by Mitchell and whacked in total delight by Mark Kousas. Let's enjoy that one again, because that was a good bit of hitting, a good bit of reaction too by Kousas, and it means a crowd invasion. But he's going off, so his last touch on the game was the most important as far as Australia's concerned. Well, there's the story that tells through.
What's it take to...
Which I might say isn't really appreciated by not only the spectators who are behaving themselves, but it won't be appreciated by FIFA, because they tend to fine home nations when spectators misbehave themselves. Now then, it's perhaps an opportunity for Argentina to show what they're made of. Australia certainly put that one together well enough. It looked really grim for them after that penalty, but they came forward, they won a lot of free kicks, they brought the game to Argentina, and at last they got a break. Should hear a bit of noise now, John.
There's 10 minutes to go, and Australia very much on the boil. And interesting too, Jerry, the goal came from the header down, and we're saying right throughout this game that the dominance is there. It's one aspect of the game. They are so superior, and perhaps they should have used it a little bit more.
And of course there's still time for either side to wrap this one up with either a touch of brilliance or indeed a mistake. Urruti tries to get it forward to Checky. Good bit of covering there. Checky wants to get the ball sharply. A draw really is no good to them. Checky here, unmarked, dangerous. Checky goes, and well held by goalkeeper Ahern, but their concentration there, Australia, wasn't really up to scratch. They left him far too much room from the throw-in.
Quite surprising, really. They've been so tight at the back all day, and giving him space at that crucial time was almost fatal.
And there's a bit of room here now. And battling there by Big Dave Mitchell in a defensive position, just after he'd helped create that goal for Kousas. Comes Kruma. by, and he's got support. He's got two players on the left. He's going alone, and it's going to come for Hunter, and he snatched at his shot. I think if he'd had a little bit more match practice in the last few months, he might have gone forward a little bit or taken his time. John?
Yes, very much so. Ian's had 12 months of sheer health. He's probably played a handful of games, a broken leg, food poisoning, pulled muscles, and it was quite obvious there.
There's Crino again, who came forward so positively before. Here he comes again. There's Lee, bundled off it, free kick. Well, this is going to be a real grandstand finish. Six minutes of the game left. Forward to Lee, to Mitchell. It didn't work quite. Nice control by Wheatley, trying to get it behind the defence. There's a good break on here. There's players queuing up for it. Lee. That really didn't break well for Australia there. But they're going to really give it a go now. And Kay's run forever. This might come here for a chance for Mitchell to turn it up. He's getting support quickly from the back by Tredinick. The pace of the game amazing. Perhaps a bit too hurried somewhere. But even a player of Giovanoli's ability forced into a clearance that he wouldn't like to see again. Finding his man well. Patikas wasn't a good ball, but it worked hard, Raskopoulos, to make it pay. Oh, they're really putting themselves about, both sides, and falling all over the place. Another Australian player down once again, Raskopoulos. He's really been in the wars on a couple of occasions. So there's a delay in this free kick while Raskopoulos gets treatment. I wonder if that was the injury that he incurred in the first half when he was flattered. But they must have really enjoyed themselves, certainly since Australia got that equalising goal. But if this fella doesn't recover properly, it'll put a different light on matters. He's got a knee, he's got a back, he's got all sorts of things. Tredinick, it's not a bad ball either. Hard one for Lee to control, but he does well. Taking his man on Clausen and getting a cross in as Lee. Mitchell could have made a real hero of himself there because Lee fed him such a wonderful ball. That's a terrific run here. There's no space. He's just got to pick his spot and get it clean. Doesn't do it. So with 3 minutes remaining in this fantastic finish of a match, Dave Mitchell misses a chance for Australia. He's actually had a couple of headers in the second half that could have given Australia the points. But he also, of course, helped create the goal. Here comes Crino. What a finish this would be if they can get a winner. Here's Hunter. That was a brave effort, particularly with the goalkeeper in no man's land. He was lucky to get that. And Hunter is hurt. And that'll take the smile off their faces. The game is still in progress, though. And now it's stopped, and it's treatment for poor old Ian Hunter. So it's Australia still coming forward. A couple of nutcases have now run onto the pitch and off it again. There's a difficult one to compete for. It's Australia winning the 50-50 balls at the moment. Good control there by Argentina in midfield, though. Oh, they're really biting hard here. And another. And the referee allowing it to go on. Now it's going to be stopped. Back by Urruti. There's an up and under. Hey, here's a chance now for Australia to head it. Hunter! Ian Hunter's come back from the dead, puts Australia 2-1 in the lead. And once again it was Big Dave Mitchell who made that goal for them. And on come the crowd. Delight obvious. But in fact, it's a sad aspect of the game. Well, Argentina will be kicking themselves that they allowed this one to be turned into a goal chance by Mitchell. Unselfishly set it up for Hunter, and that's right into the back of the net. 2-1. Hunter being mobbed by the crowd is surely telling him, get off, please, because otherwise you could ruin the whole occasion. With a couple of minutes left, the referee and the officials, of course, powerless in this sort of situation to get the play going and get the spectators off. But it won't do. I'm afraid it could react against Australia.
Spain the best!
And of course, in most FIFA grounds for international competition, there have to be crowd barriers and fences to stop crowds doing just this. But this, of course, is an emergency situation here at the sports ground, so there's no way anybody could be penalised too much for that. But the crowds must realise that there are problems here. Now, has the game stopped? Has it been finished? Well, certainly there were a couple of minutes left. Is the game all over? So it is in fact a last-minute win, although on our clock there was just over a minute left. In theory, the referee should play out 90 minutes, but if he reckons that is enough, he can let it go. His decision is final, but there could yet be problems for Australia. So it's been a really fantastic finish here, not necessarily one with a romantic and storybook ending. We'll have to wait and see. But clearly Australia won this in very dramatic fashion after going behind to a disputed penalty. 2-1. The first penalty came in a rather sad moment when Hunter, in fact, put the ball to Mendoza there. Then the substitute, Urruti, came forward, fell over when Wheatley challenged him, and after the crowd had disputed whether it was a penalty or not, the kick was actually taken, and it was Burachega who whistled it into the back of the net, and he certainly did that impressively enough. And at this stage, it looked really bad for Australia. But gradually, with the help of good vocal support, they came back into the game. And it was from one of the things they've been working on in their training camps in the last 2 or 3 years, in fact, overall, that brought them the equaliser. And then came the winner. John Warren, would you like to enjoy this one again?
Very much so. I think it's a thoroughly deserved win for the Australian team. A very harsh penalty against them, and knowing Ian Hunter quite well, working with him throughout the year on various projects, he's tried so hard to get back into the game and been knocked at every opportunity. For him to knock that goal in I just feel very pleased for him. But full marks to David Mitchell, who had a hand in both goals and who was so superior in the air, really exposed the Argentinians at the back. A thoroughly deserved win for Australia.
But we'll temper that with the thought that the crowd invasion could bring a reaction from the authorities. The game wasn't finished to the 90 minutes, but clearly the referee from Poland decided that we'd had enough, and that certainly was plenty. The final score is Australia 2, Argentina 1.
Well, I think you'll agree that game was well worth waiting up for, and if our Australian youngsters can repeat that sort of performance in their other matches, they're certainly going to be a force to be reckoned with. Incidentally, there's some controversy about the result of that match since it was abandoned because of that crowd invasion with about a minute to go. All I can do at this stage is give you my interpretation of the rules, which is that a game cannot end on a goal. It must be restarted. But on the other hand, the referee has got the ultimate discretion to abandon a game if he sees fit. So perhaps that'll be the overruling factor, and with a bit of luck, that result will stand, although I'm pretty sure the Argentinians tomorrow in the cool light of day will probably lodge some sort of formal protest. Anyhow, in the other group